Well, I can hear you. What do you need? You've came and saw me 3 times. I followed you over here. What's going on? Your little redhead. Hey there, everybody. JT here, Serenity Farms, prepping, and I'm going to plant some strawberries this morning. I already got this whole bin from last year, so I'll be taking a lot of the runners and probably end up planting in all these raised beds just strawberries. Already have blossoms. So you saw that bird earlier, that little bird. I don't know exactly what kind it is, a little whippoorwill type. It came and sat on the railing here twice, 3 feet away from me. So I followed it over to the tree, then it flew to the other tree, and I followed it over there, and it's still chirping. So I don't know if there's something going on. We'll play that by ear. It's not like I'm Dr. Dolittle or anything. But it's that time of season for nesting. I have a ton of blue jays here. They're very, very mean to all the other birds. Even going to the nests and killing, pecking the eggs and that kind of stuff. But it's spring for sure, and I have going to have babies everywhere. Here's a bed that I was going to use for strawberries, but I didn't get the fence all the way around it. So we're going to have, Mama has been dumping her fur, and there's going to be baby rabbits in here probably any day. 2 of them were frolicking yesterday. She was kicking him in the head because he wouldn't let her go. But like deer, there's one buck bunny running around here having his way with all the ladies. So over here, I have a robin's nest. And you can see a beak sticking up. Come on. Trying to zoom in for you. Hi, Mama. Sitting on him. Not gonna leave. She's pretty used to me now. And over here in the man cave. Coming in, Mama. You gonna take off? Are you here? Oh, she's not here, so we can take a peek. See the eggs? 4 eggs in there. I got it on Zoom, so it probably only shows 2. She's been sitting on those. Doesn't like when I show up. But I've got nature everywhere. Look who are out running around. Finally, they don't go far. This is day 3, and they're finally stepping outside. They don't go too far, and then they'll run back in. They only come out 1 or 2 at a time, but at least they're coming out. So this bushy strawberry plant I just pulled from last year's was a runner. So I'm gonna try a little aquaponics. I already have a salamander and a frog in here, but I'm gonna add a couple koi, or if I can't find them, 4 or 5 little goldfish, and let their poop fertilize these. I've seen it done, and obviously the one on the right behind the little fountain, that's one of the seedlings I just got. They're ever-bearing. Plant them and forget them. You already saw the blossom, so I got a bunch to pull out of that first bed, and I'll be able to fill at least 2 more beds if I put 8 plants in each one. So let's get at it. Oh, I also added that little nook right there with an extra 8 foot 8 by 8 deck, and then strung up the lights, and still got the big fire pit. So we sit out here and have fun and try and forget about the world. It doesn't always work. So the plan here is I'm gonna rake it and pull the few weeds that you see coming up out of here. This is all fresh topsoil mixed with goat and chicken poop, the best combination there is. And then I will put down that thin landscape cloth as a weed barrier to prevent as many as possible. Then I'll punch holes and put 8 plants in there. Last year I used road cloth. I have a roll of it left over from my driveway, and it's very thick, has the yellow lines. It's basically the 4-foot roll of heavy duty landscape cloth in a 12-foot wide roll that they put down your driveway. But I'm not going to waste that when I have this. And then I'm going to just put plain untreated mulch 6 inches around the base of each plant to stop the sun's reflection. When I have discovered that just the landscape cloth, the road cloth, beautiful day like today, the sun comes down, hits that, reflects back up off, and the poor plants are getting a double whammy, and they can't handle it when they're small. This one here can handle it no problem. I didn't pull out all the runners from last year because it's good mulch and good ground cover. And you can see, believe it or not, there's 10 plants in there, and I will start picking those as I go after I do this bed with brand new ones, which are in that newspaper, that damp newspaper. But I want to get those in the ground today, and then I'll cover this with a little mini greenhouse that I have way over there by that birch tree. Designed for each one of these boxes. When I have baby plants and it's going to be cold, I put it over that at night for a couple of weeks, and then I can move it on to the next bed when I plant there. It works. Okay, time to punch some holes and plant some plants. So when the strawberry plants come, they're in a plastic bag, and they're usually pretty moist. And I wrap them, I take them out of the plastic bag, and I put them in newspaper, and I put them in one of my 10 by 20 trays, and I wet this down, and they stay nice and damp. You don't want to do that too long. These have been about a week, and they're just fine. They'll come to life as soon as we plant them. Now, strawberries are very thirsty. So I hooked up a hose system. You see that blue hose running down there? And I'll hook up my underground water to it. And I have water right there in that little green Vingilli thing, just coming off the rain gutter, where I can run a hose over there too. So it makes watering all these easier. All right, so I'm gonna punch a hole. I just cut an X with the Stanley knife, and a pretty good size X, but 3 inches by 3 inches, so I can put a trowel or my finger in there and dig a hole enough to get the root balls down in there. Come on, let go. But I don't bury past here. I don't seem to need to. I'm by no means a professional gardener. I do seem to have a green thumb, but that's probably luck. So let me cut the holes. Okay, I cut one. So after I cut the X or T, whichever you prefer, I just fold it under. Not very complicated. I just fold it under while I'm going to make the hole for the plant. And then I'll unfold them. Like I said, I'm going to mulch probably about 6 inches around just to stop the sun. And you can use bark from the woods if you want to, or it's sawdust from that's not treated. I just use plain mulch because I have access to it, not any colored mulches. And I'll leave it there for the whole year, even though it doesn't need to be. Once the plants get big and green, they're mature enough to protect themselves. So what I do is I put all the plants in a bucket of water so they're getting watered. That helps to keep the root balls tight as I push them in the ground, and it waters them. And no, I'm not going to drown them before I get a chance to get them all planted. But it's dual purpose. So here we go. So for anyone who's ever planted anything with a nice root ball already going, then you already know this trick of the trade. When you get your trowel in there, you just pull it to one side and you have that nice big opening where the root ball will go right down in with no issues. As I pull the trowel out, I'll set it just a bit. Very much more gooder. And approximately 15-20 minutes after I'm done the last one, I'll come back with a little watering can and give them all a little bit of water. Okay, there it is. 8 done. I can probably get another 10 to 20 out of here just by taking like this one away from this. That's going to come out. All the ones on the edge are going to come out because the plants were in the middle. They're ever bearing every year. Set them and forget them. Strawberries are excellent antioxidant. Extremely low on the glycemic index, which is good for anyone with blood sugar issues. And they taste good. They're really good on Mama's 2-ingredient bread, which tastes just like biscuits. Okay, get planning, folks. I'll get right back. I'll go get the little greenhouse dome and I'll put it on top just to show you what it looks like. Apple blossoms everywhere. Red raspberries, black raspberries. Oh, even the pear tree is getting its blossoms as well. And the bees will like that because I'm cross-pollinating, and I'll like that. Oh, and the little blueberries too. I got to get a lot more. I need an orchard. Right now I have tokens. Okay, here it is. I'm going to carry it over and set it on. All right, so there it is. Just 1-inch PVC pipe. 2x3 frame. You'll see there's a little handle there. I had even hinged it on the back side. You can't see the hinges. They're tucked underneath so that I could open it. But it opens up onto the other raised bed the way I designed it. So I just made it portable to do my seedlings 1 week at a time. Looks like a covered wagon, kind of. So tonight I'll pick that up and put it over these. Not during the day, it'll just be too hot, even though it keeps them moist. You see the perspiration in there. So I'll let it sit right there. And then right before it gets dark, I'll put it over here. I'll do that every day for a week. And then by then I'll have other plants to put it on, and that's what we'll do. So, once again, get planning, get preparing, do whatever you can. www.storagechef.com, SFP15 for your discount code. Remember, I get nothing from that except the satisfaction of knowing you guys are doing something to help yourselves and others. Okay, JT, signing out.